All right, so let's just briefly take a look at what we can do in MASH. So I'm going to turn back to our viewport renderer. We'll turn off the set and the light. We'll simplify. Text will turn off. Bevel. All right. 3D type, and maybe we'll even go back to our perspective camera. All right, so let's turn our grid back on. Let's change this back to one line. And center this. Zero it out. All right. All right, so as I was saying, we can connect this to MASH, and MASH is a toolkit to do procedural type stuff. So let's do that. We go to type, go to the attribute editor, go to animation, and then click add dynamics. And what that's going to do is make the required connection to get the MASH network to work. And so let's see, I only have 9 frames in my timeline here. Let's just make this a little bit longer and hit play. And what's happened is it's turned the type into a full dynamic, rigid body thing with gravity and everything. And that's awesome, and maybe we'll play with that. But what I think is more useful for us at this moment is to go to MASH, click on MASH Dynamic. So, okay, so here's all the things that we can do. All right, this is like a world of stuff, but let's just start fresh. So I'm going to go to MASH, and here, actually, you know what? Let's look at this a little bit while we're over here. I'm going to go to the node editor. I'm going to click, clear it out, grab my MASH network, and connect it. And what's happening here is a series of nodes that are plugging into each other and generating this MASH object. So if we go, we can wire these nodes up by hand, but far easier is to, in the attribute editor, when you find a node, you could just turn it off if you want with this little switch here, see? Or I would say in this case, we're just going to get rid of that functionality. And now we're back to non-dynamic text, but it's still connected to MASH, right? So if we wanted to, we can play with it. So for example, what if we wanted to randomize the rotation? So what we do, we find the random node, click on that, add random node, and it's already doing something here. We could have random position on the Y, kind of fun. Random rotation on the Y, which is actually the one I'm looking for. Right. We can try different seeds to get something that suits us. Do that. And it's still, we can't change the number of letters, but the type is still set up in this type creator. So many nodes. Here we go. So yeah, some things we can change and some things we can't. The tracking isn't going to work anymore because the positional data has already been plugged into mesh, but we can make the letter forms smaller. We can change the typeface. We can change the extrude distance down. All right. And yeah, I mean, part of what's neat about 3D type is that it's in 3D, right? So if I go to mesh, a random node, I can really just play with the position of these letters. And then, when we light it, it should look pretty cool. Be a little more dramatic. There we go. That's a little too dramatic. All right.